In this video, I'll be reviewing the 8th episode of Ninjago Dragons Rising Season 3 Part 2, For Whom the Bell Tolls. As always, here you have your quick spoiler warning. Now, let's get into the review. This episode is kinda weak overall, but let's start with the positives. Right from the beginning, I loved how happy Ryu was to see Sora again. Ryu is just adorable, and even if he isn't the deepest character, I can't help but love him. I know I'm kind of a Ryu glazer, but his little moments always make me happy. Another thing I appreciated was the callback during Aaron and Lloyd's interaction. It mentioned Lloyd's younger days all the way back in Season 1. To get a 2011 Ninjago reference in 2025 is crazy, and honestly really awesome to see. I also like that Aaron's motivation here is about reuniting the family trapped in the land of Lee. It gives his character some extra depth and keeps his development strong. I also thought the Kai and Wildfire dynamic was fun, especially the little fire punch they shared. And then we had Sora and Frak singing together, which was surprisingly enjoyable. I don't mind Frak crushing on Sora, it's kind of wholesome, and the fact that he's had years of vocal training was a nice little detail. I always love when we get to see small human traits about characters. Another moment I found funny was Ryu flying after the newly powered Sand, only to be completely exhausted once they reached Ninjago. It added some really nice light humor. And finally, Ross invading the monastery in Ninjago was a strong end to the episode. He's such a menacing presence, and the fact that the monastery is only defended by Gio and Frohiki really raises the stakes. Now, moving on to what I didn't enjoy as much. Obviously, the coconut backup sorceress, yeah, she's very annoying. Her humor gets too much quickly and it takes away from more serious moments. On a similar note, I wasn't too happy to see Rapton and Powerlid return. They're the kind of side characters that Dragons Rising keeps bringing back, and especially the Rapton. I don't know how he manages to keep coming back every season. At this point, it's just frustrating. I also think some of the episode's time was wasted with Nia explaining things we already know to the coconut. That screen time could have been much better used if the coconut's backup conscience gave us more information about the Forbidden Five, which would have made them much more interesting. And while I liked the Sora and Frak interaction, Wildfire kind of ruined the moment by overshadowing it. Her humor and energy can work in other scenes, but here it felt a bit too overwhelming. Overall, this episode does feel like a bit of a filler. It exists to set up the last two episodes of the season, and while that's not necessarily a bad thing, it does mean it's weaker compared to the episodes before it. There are still highlights and fun moments, but it's far from perfect. So, my final score for this episode is a 6.5 out of 10. Not a terrible episode, but definitely not one of the stronger ones this season. And that wraps up this review. Don't forget to check out my reviews for the previous episodes on my channel. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next one.